Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks, bringing you your daily NVIDIA report for Wednesday, March 12, 2025. Let's take a look at the charts. I'm going to start, the weekly chart, I don't show it, but I am going to jump to the daily chart and just show the two channel structures that we're still following. 107.54 is our base of long-term support. We've been recommending that you could buy this channel bottom in anticipation of upward rotation in the coming weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, 3 to 5 at the most, into the mid 130s. In fact, we have other elements in that area. 138.30 is a new channel top that is probably more properly representing trend resistance on more of a near to midterm basis. So assuming we close the week above 107.78, it's not even assuming we close the week above, having tested 107.78, and that is actually 107.54 on the daily chart. We maintain a 3 to 5 week upside objective at 138.30, where profits can be taken and a short can be set through April, and we could fall back. We could fill that wedge out between 107.78 and 138.30 for the next couple of months, perhaps. But if we close below 107.78 at the end of the week by a full 1% margin, and once again, we're using the daily chart version, 106.46, 1% below 107.54. On the daily chart, you can see here, if we close below 107.54 by a full 1% margin, then we have a sell signal. But as I've been saying, for safekeeping, you could wait for a settlement below 103.68 on an intra-week basis. And I think that is the better way to play this. You can buy 107.54 and you stop out below 103.68. Now, if you stop out on an intraday basis, you certainly could. I don't like to be the author of your money management policy, because everybody's a little different depending on the time frames in which you trade, and there's just a whole host of elements that go into a thoughtful risk management approach. But bottom line, bullish above 107.54 through April or into April, bearish below 103.68. And so if we close below 103.68, that begins to suggest, if you will, 76.89 over the next month or two. And clearly, if we were to close the week below this 107.78 channel bottom, which is 107.54 on the daily chart by a full 1% margin, regardless really of whether we also violate the 103.68 channel bottom. But if we close at 106.46, especially at the end of the week, then we enter a sell signal that should within a month or two yield 76.89. 76.89 is a 2-year channel bottom that may well contain selling not only through the second quarter, but even through the rest of the year. There's no point in spending a lot of time on that unless we were to close below the 107.78 formation at the end of the week. So during the week, once again, you really have a range. And working upside today, we do have 112.34, and that is in close reach. We could trade inside the 107.54 to 112.34 area potentially all day long. But I wouldn't get hung up on a short position here. I like using 112.34 with a settlement above as your indication to go long on strength. Some people are reluctant to buy weakness. By definition, buying 107.54 is buying the market on weakness. You're bottom picking. I don't have a problem with that. And then others will wait for, after testing long-term support, what is my next near-term buy signal? And I'll go with that. And right now, that's 112.34. A settlement above 112.34 signals 123.24 within a matter of days, 3 to 5 at the very most. That's a 3/8 upside Fibonacci from the January high against that recent low, actually against the Tuesday low. But I do see also the settlement above 112.34 as the beginning of a bullish rotation into the upper 130s within 3 to 5 weeks or less. Could be 2 to 3 weeks perhaps. And that is still the outlook above 107.54. And then you basically have an affirmation of that with a settlement today above 112.34. 3 to 5 day swing traders could also just buy 112 above 112.34, expecting 123.24. So that is the 3 to 5 day swing trade dynamic. But the 3 to 5 week swing trade, settlement above 112.34, expect the upper 130s. And now for the downside, once again, we've got the channel bottom at 103.68. And if we break it, 100.95 is right behind. That's the September 24 low. If we close today below 103.68, so I've been sort of finessing this, that you can buy and go long as long as we don't close below 107.54. By the 1% margin of 106.46, you can stay long. If we close at 106.46 or lower today, you should consider exiting your long position. When do you go short during the week? That would be a settlement below 103.68. And then we can expect the mid-70s and climbing within a month or two. That could be a 3 to 5 week move. And in terms of the late part of the week, the end of the week, Friday, closing below 107.78 by a full 1% margin is also a signal for 76.89. And we would then probably just ignore this channel bottom that we've come close to testing the last couple of days at 103.68. And by ignore, I mean ignore it as a pivot point, that if we were to close below 107.54 by the 1% margin on Friday, we enter a short position. That would be the sign to reverse. But until then, we're bottom picking this market, and I think that pretty much rounds it out. By the way, on Tuesday, wickedstocks.com did put out a stock pick on Home Depot. We've got another one coming out on Thursday. Home Depot is approaching a significant area that may well have consequences into later year. You might want to check it out. You can for free by going to wickedstocks.com, taking advantage of our 5-day free trial. You'll also get daily SPY, daily Triple Q, weekly Apple stock analysis, weekly S&P 500 and weekly NASDAQ 100. And I think that pretty much rounds it out. I am going to leave it at that for Wednesday's NVIDIA. I'll be back tomorrow, of course, with Thursdays, and you have a great day.